We heard her scream in the night. When we broke down the door and entered her room, she was gone. No footprints, no struggle, just her wedding cloth, folded neatly on the bed. That was the last anyone ever saw of Afia. I'm not a man who believes stories just like that. I believe in what I can see with my own eyes and touch with my hands. I've been sewing clothes in this village, Kwakwadam, for over 40 years. I've seen all kinds of people and problems, marriages, deaths, births, celebrations. But the story of Afia, that one still shakes me. It started like this. Afia was a quiet girl, maybe 19 or 20. She lived with her mother, just at the edge of the village where the bush starts. Her father died long ago, and she never had any brothers or sisters. She was polite and helped her mother sell tomatoes in the market. She didn't laugh much. She didn't gossip or chase boys like the others. She was always looking at the trees, always thinking about something far away. Some evenings, I saw her walking into the bush. Not to fetch firewood. Just walking. Her mother would call after her, but Afia would return with a calm smile and say she just needed fresh air. We thought maybe she was lonely. Maybe she missed her father. Maybe she was just different. Then one morning, her mother came to our compound. My daughter has found a man, she said to my wife. We all stopped talking. A man, my wife asked. Yes, said the mother. She met him near the river. He's from a far place. He says he wants to marry her. We waited to hear more. Where was he from? What was his name? Who were his people? But her mother didn't have answers. She says he will come soon, she added. Weeks passed. No man came. But Afia kept saying, he'll come. He loves me. He's just shy. Now, in our village, when a man wants to marry a girl, he comes to greet the elders. He brings his family. He shows that he's serious. But Afia's man never came. She still smiled. She still walked into the bush. But now she came back humming songs none of us knew. Then she started wearing white. All the time. Even when sweeping. Even when cooking. All white. And she began talking to someone who wasn't there. Not in a crazy way, no. She was calm. Happy even. People started to whisper. She's been touched, they said. Maybe it's a spirit. Maybe the forest has taken her mind. But Afia looked healthy. She smiled more than ever. And then, one morning, she came to me and said, Uncle Kofi, can you sew me a wedding dress? I froze. Wedding dress. Is the man coming? She nodded. Yes. He said the date is in 2 weeks. I looked around. Where is he? He'll come when the time is right, she said softly. He doesn't like crowds. I should have said no. I should have told her mother. But something about the way she spoke, so sure, so gentle, I just nodded. I made the dress. White, long sleeves, soft cotton. She came for it with a smile, hugged me, and said, Thank you, Uncle. The wedding day came. We all gathered in the village square. The drums played. Food was served. Afia walked in wearing the white dress. Her hair was braided neatly. Her face glowed. But there was no groom. We waited. The elders waited. Her mother looked nervous, but said nothing. Afia sat down on the bench meant for the bride and groom. The seat beside her was empty. She smiled at it. Then strange things started to happen. The drums stopped on their own. A stool moved by itself, sliding across the dirt. A bottle of palm wine lifted into the air, floated for a moment, then dropped. The chicken that was tied up for the soup broke its rope and ran straight into the bush. People got scared. Some stood up. Some left. Some whispered prayers. But Afia, she just sat there, calm, smiling, like all was normal. Then she stood and said, "Thank you all. I'm going now." Her mother grabbed her hand. "Afia, please. Where are you going?" "To my husband's home," she said. "Where is he?" someone shouted. "He's here," she said, looking beside her. We all looked. Nothing was there. Then she turned and walked into the forest. Alone. We never saw her again. Now, that should be the end of the story. But it's not. Because 3 nights later, we heard the scream. Her mother rushed into her room. Afia was gone. The window was shut. No sign of a break-in. But her wedding cloth, the one she wore that day, was neatly folded on the bed. Just like that, she was gone. We searched. We called hunters. Even a man from another town who claimed he could see spirits. Nothing. A year passed. 2. 3. Her mother stopped speaking. Her hair turned gray. She sat by the edge of the forest every evening, waiting. But Afia never returned. Then, one morning, I was walking to the stream to fetch water. I heard a baby crying. I followed the sound. Deep in the bush, near a tree with white markings, I saw something. A baby blanket, white. The same soft cotton I used for her wedding dress. It was folded neatly, and beside it was a small bracelet made of cowries. I looked around. No baby. No one. Just the sound of birds and wind in the trees. I picked up the bracelet. That same day, I gave it to the elders. They said it was a sign. A child of the spirit world, maybe. Or a gift from Afia. No one knows. Now I'm an old man. I still don't believe in ghosts. But I believe in that story. I lived it. I saw it. I made the dress. Some people say Afia married a ghost. Others say she was taken by the forest. But me, I think she made a choice. Maybe a dangerous one. Maybe a peaceful one. All I know is, the day she walked into the forest smiling, she was not afraid. And that, my child, is the part that keeps me up at night. Because who smiles when walking into the unknown?